I'll show you a real low-cost way to fix a car bumper. You can pay $3,000 or you can pay $3. This repair will be very strong. It'll look pretty good. It won't look perfect. From 6 foot away, you really won't notice it. For $3, it'll put your car back together. Then you got all the time you want to go find a new bumper if you want. I've stitched so many cars back together like this. Quickly, I'll go through the entire process. It's easier if you just pull off the entire bumper. Now, if it's just a small crack, you might be able to just fix it while it's on a car. Now, this is a pretty good sized crack with some missing pieces. Luckily, we were able to find the pieces so we can stitch those in. Just work the bumper off a little bit at a time. Most of these plastic bumpers come off in the same way. There's snaps, there's screws. Just take your time. The most challenging part of this job is getting the bumper off. Once you've got the bumper off, it's not that difficult to plastic weld everything together, and then the bumper typically goes on extremely easy. These bumpers are designed to go on very quickly on the assembly line. They are not designed to come apart quickly. First you look for the screws and you take those out, and then you just kind of push and pull and look and see how this thing is put together. Once you see how the tabs work, then it's typically the same all the way across through the bumper. To get this bumper off, I'd say it took about a half an hour. You know how time flies when you're having fun. Once we had the bumper off, we took off this red strip. And pulling these little tabs off is a little bit of a trick. If you like puzzles, you'll like this stuff. We'll clean everything up with rubbing alcohol. I like to have one person hold the bumper in position so everything's lined up. You can take a nice hot soldering iron and tack it together. You just want to make sure that the bumper is lined up the best it can possibly be. You melt the plastic right on the seam, and then you push the plastic on either side in. Because these bumpers are typically made out of polyethylene or polypropylene, you can't glue them. There's not a glue on the planet that'll stick to them. Plastic welding is about the only option here. If you line up the pieces, sometimes it's really hard to detect this type of a fix. What's nice about plastic welding is it's a very strong fix. Tack welding the entire thing together first can really get it nice and strong and put it together, then you can fill in between. I always joke and say this is a temporary, permanent fix. Before you just go out and spend a lot of money on a bumper, you might want to try a technique like this. The way I look at it is you got nothing to lose. To fix it, it just costs you a couple bucks for electricity. If you get it all back together and you say, I don't like that crack, well, that gives you plenty of time to negotiate a new bumper. And whatever you do, make sure you find a used bumper off of a car that's in good condition. I've done a lot of auto body. Factory paint is so far superior than something you're going to spray on. Anyone that does this type of work is going to tell you the same thing. I'd rather have a stitched up bumper with factory paint on it. Don't order a bumper and have it painted. If you think I'm joking, ask the people when you get that bumper, is this as good as factory? You will hear a lot of hee-hawing going on. You're going to replace the bumper. Take your time and find a good used bumper that's in good shape and the right color. Everything's back together, the car's drivable again. It literally only took a few dollars in electricity. It could open up a few options for you.